So publisher edits Roald Dahl books to remove potentially offensive language. Now, first of all, what kind of name is that? Roald?
Yeah, I know. If you're going to be, like, do you know how many authors have pseudonyms? So just pick a different name.
Make up a name if your name is Roald.
Yeah, you don't have to be Roald anymore. Yeah. But no, yeah, that's whatever. We can dissect that more as the show progresses. But for now, let's get into the meat of the story.
Oh, there is none. That was it. Just his name. Just kidding. All right. So the new versions of Dahl's books will remove words like fat and ugly to make them more acceptable to modern readers. Now, I would go as far as to say, I would rewrite this and say, the new versions of Dahl's books will remove words like fat and ugly to make them more acceptable to fat and ugly readers.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah. Well, kids have gotten pretty fucking fat, huh?
Yeah, and they were always ugly.
Right. Me, at least, because I'm not a fucking pervert.
Yeah, exactly. Not into it.
No, the childhood obesity rates, all joking aside.
Oh, it's insane.
Are, off the charts.
Yeah, but I don't know
if... I think it's Monsanto's fault. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if removing words like fat is going to help that. They should probably be confronted with it all the time, so they want to go outside and play fucking kickball and drop a few LBs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just, it's just continuing down the path of, like, shamelessly ignoring the problem. Yeah. You know, that's what we've been doing for years here. So,
all right, so in Roald Dahl's book, James and the Giant Peach,
huh?
One character is described as terrifically fat. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. And tremendously flabby.
That was a staple in a lot of books we read as kids. There would always be one fat kid who was constantly being ridiculed.
Yeah.
Like in Lord of the Flies. What was that fucking fat ass's name?
Piggy. They just called him Piggy.
His name was Piggy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he got his head crushed by a rock.
Oh, that's right. Poor Piggy.
Well, if he would have been a few pounds lighter, he probably would have been able to move in time.
He could have gotten away.
Yeah.
So. Now, didn't he get caught stealing from the rations or something? Wasn't that the deal?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like a little on the nose. Like we're writing a book about kids gone wild on an island. I think there should be a fat one that steals food.
Yeah, called Piggy.
Stands to reason. Yeah. I know, yeah. Not a lot of like alliterative kind of talent there and whatever. Fuck it. I'm just like fizzle out while trying to describe someone else's lack of creativity. Like, just not a guy doing right when didn't write is good.
Here, I'm just gonna go into this view because I want this view now, and I don't want anyone to see you. All right, we're back. Yeah, so I just don't understand this. But okay, but this description won't appear in new editions of Dahl's book, as the author's works are being rewritten to remove potentially offensive language. Offensive to who?
Like you said,
fat, ugly people.
Whoever. Just these ideas have become so obscure, though, that it's like I don't know if that question is even relevant anymore. It's just offensive in big fucking neon letters.
Yeah,
offensive
with a capital O.
There is no more need for because offensive implies an injured party.
Yeah,
per se,
somebody to be offended.
Right.
Also, don't read James and the Giant fucking Peach, then, guys.
Yeah, if you can't handle James and the Giant Peach,
you might want to
leave well enough alone.
You might want to take a quick look at your own sensitivity and fucking address that. Puffin Books and the Roald Dahl Story Company have partnered with an org. How many books has this guy written?
I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. I remember the name from being a kid, but I don't think I was a big fan of his books. I never read James and the Giant Peach. I remember other kids liking it. But, but I thought it was stupid, apparently. I don't know.
Did he? So he wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Did he? Okay.
Okay. For example,
so they partnered. I like this. They partnered with an organization called Inclusive Minds. Oh my God! Can you imagine what that place is probably like?
Those board meetings got to be litty.
Oh, dude, just no fun. Ever.
Everyone just raising their hand constantly. Excuse me. You offended me.
Point of problematic input.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on.
Go ahead. They're there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember which one you are now.
Yeah.
Everyone's just fucking participant number 2.
Yeah, and here, look, for example, the character of Augustus Gloop in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory will no longer be described as enormously fat, but just enormous.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if old Gloop is going to be any healthier as a result.
No. He's just as fat. He's enormously fat, in fact. Other changes include removing the word black to describe frightening tractors in The Fabulous Mr. Fox, and leaving them as murderous, brutal-looking monsters, calling Oompa Loompas small people instead of small men. Oh, my fucking God.
They changed men to people. Now, see, this is just fucking... Like I always talk about this. People that do whatever this group is basically full of a bunch of serial killers and fucking creepy, abusive types and shit.
Yeah.
Like, if this is where it's gotten to, that, like, they're just patrolling the fucking ether for just anything. What can we
Somebody
change?
said men.
How can I have control more?
That's what it is, isn't it? That's why this bothers me so much.
How can I control something? It's like when you work somewhere. It's like if you ever worked at a job where
I haven't.
They get a new manager or something, and then that guy will come in and do a bunch of meaningless stuff just to fucking implement his presence.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yes. And that's what this is basically. Let's just have a presence. Let's just do something. Just whatever. This is now my cultural legacy. They changed men to people.
Oh, God. Thank God, too, man. I was so fucking triggered by that. Now, Andrea has said that your neck looks cold, and I don't know. It does sort of look right out there in the open, you know?
There is a bit of a draft. I'll see if I might be able to address that at some point. Actually, it's like full-blown wind in here sometimes. These windows are so fucking bad. You can just stand like 3 feet away and be doing one of those like Marilyn Monroe poses. Where it's fucking great. I don't know why that's my thing, but that's what I do in here, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to picture
that. I just put on a bathrobe and pretend to be Marilyn Monroe at the window. There we go. Glad you tuned in, everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad your neighbors have to see that. Now, also, she said, I thought the body positivity movement made it so that fat is no longer offensive anymore. Yeah. Why is it?
No, we're all confused now.
But also, why is it? Like, saying something is fat is just describing it. You're just describing a property of said thing. You're not. Right. It's not necessarily a negative judgment. So this is another odd thing about this. So who was that? God damn it! Some comedian was like said something about like a woke person talking to him and saying that some joke about monkeys. Is he sure he should say that? And he was like, why? And they're like, well, isn't it a little racist? And he was like, it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like in your head, you are equating these two things. That had nothing to do with what I was thinking about. I was just talking about monkeys. And this person is like, it always seemed like this, like thinking that black as a descriptive word about, menacing tractors has some, racial component to it. No, unless you're putting it in there in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the weird thing about all of this is like the people that are claiming to be, wanting to be compassionate and inclusive are the ones attributing the fucking thing to the negative. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, just think of fat people as fat. Who gives a fuck? Skinny, fat, medium. You know what I'm saying? Who cares?
Yeah. Now this all started back with a character now known as Jim. Okay.
Oh,
and I don't
yeah.
know if you remember who I'm talking about.
Oh, I know
here.
who you're talking about. Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer's good buddy.
Used to go by a different moniker, but now it's just Jim.
Now, some people go as far as to call him N-word Jim.
Sure. Now, you remember the craziness. What was that, like 15 years ago?
Probably, yeah.
And that's like where it always starts, is you're kind of like, oh, okay, well...
Yeah, like, I get that one.
Yeah, right. You're like, okay, I guess I get it.
Yeah,
you know?
that one's pretty...
But then the crack addiction of changing something apparently kicks in.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, that's done. And then they're like, all these people that are like, well, now I have nothing to do with my time. Well, I'll go
my job. My job was changing Nigger Jim. That was what I do.
Yeah.
And now
it's
I
gone.
have no job.
And good.
Like now we have to go after Piggy. I bet you if I looked it up, I bet you Piggy might have also been changed by now.
Maybe.
We'll find out, but yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I get that one. Fine. Change it. Just call him Jim. That's cool.
Right.
Call him anything other than that.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah. Come on, Twain. Clean it up, you fucking freak. But,
yeah, right.
But, again, the other thing is like, we're making like these weird retroactive judgments on people at a completely different time in history. You know what I mean? Like, go back three more fucking generations and see what the hell they were doing. They were all fucking animals.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't even write books. They just murdered each other.
Yeah.
And fucking they
murder
ate
and
each
rape,
other
and that's it.
That's it. That's all. That was the best you could hope for.
Yeah, that was actually good.
If you could stay out of the dungeon, that was really the goal in life. Like, if I can just be enslaved and then murdered, that's pretty good. That's like a net win, back then.
Yeah, at least you weren't just like fucking slopping through fucking mud in the thoroughfare in the between the moat and the fucking market, trying to look for gruel.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Begging for bread crumbs or some bullshit. At least you were, you were part of the action if you were getting murdered.
Yeah.
Also, you could just hack people in half and shit. You just had swords.
Oh, you do whatever. I mean, just like basically when the sun went down, it was time to attack. It was just fucking. That's just that's just
imagine just being like in a gang of marauders. Do you trust any of them yourself?
Yeah, I have like a weird, having done a lot of LSD and a lot of thinking in my time.
Well,
I get like weird existential, trips about just having a normal fucking job. And like, imagine if you, what a weird life to live. Like, what do you do? I just fucking.
I'm a marauder.
We just maraud. We just fucking get up. We find a target. We kill and rape and eat, and then we do it again. And then there's got to be times along that path in life that you kind of slow down and think about it and go, "What the?"
I wonder. I wonder if anybody at that time did, or if it was just so fucking commonplace and so expected that it was like, no, this is what you do. Like, you know what I mean?
They're never. You don't think they were ever just like smoking some weed later and like just kind of chilling out,
absinthe.
Like, what the fuck were we doing earlier? Like, we just fucking tore that guy limb from limb. That was crazy. Like, is this what we do? I guess, whatever, man. I guess. Like, how you'll get, stoned or do some mushrooms or something.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking whatever.
And then just think of
having a conversation like, dude, what? I paint houses? Like, just go in there and change the color.
Just always in someone, like, stranger's house. Yeah, I've thought about that.
Right. But imagine the marauding reflection. Now
David Bach says the racist gene adapted to present itself as an ally. I think it was Patrice O'Neill who said that white guilt is going to destroy this country.
He did famously say that.
Yes, and Patrice O'Neill, a real seer. You know what I mean?
An ally to the white man.
Well, sort of an ally to all people. You know what I mean? He was just kind of a knock it off kind of a guy.
I prefer to think of him as an ally to the whites. And are people still trying to make each other allies? Is that still going on?
I don't know.
I don't know what it was that was so fucking annoying about that one, but there was like...
I'm an ally. Shut up.
And you can't really... the problem is like... Really,
says you.
So, well,
Fuck
you can't...
off.
you can't like it was a weird one to talk about basically because it's like, well, you have a problem with someone like being supportive of another culture, and you're like, no, not really the problem. The problem is that it's like patronizing and condescending from both sides. It's like,
first of all,
ally. Are you my ally?
Well, also it's like there's this sort of presupposition built into this that like you can't do this without me, so let me step in here. I got it. You poor, feeble, helpless, and it's like, shut the fuck up. First of all, you're not doing anything. You're just. That's the other thing is then most of them it's just a proclamation that they make and then they don't do anything.
Sure, and it's usually one way. It's like, okay, I'm a cisgendered male, but I'm an ally to the
trans
LGBTs.
Community. Yeah.
But they don't return the allyship,
Yeah,
it's like
they still hate
allies are supposed to be both, working for each other's interests, or whatever. But that's not the way it goes. It's like it's more like a helper or something,
or a servant.
Yeah, some type of servant. Yeah. There we go.
Like you're putting yourself into some servitude, but also doing nothing about it.
Some sort of social servitude, yeah.
Yeah. But the other thing is it's always smacked of like somebody who wants to tell you of their charitable actions and shit. And I'm like, just do that. Charity is charity. You don't tell people about you don't do it in order to get social credit. You know what I mean? If you're doing it that way, then you shouldn't get social credit because you're an asshole. So it should work inversely.
You should have your social credits taken away.
Yes.
That's what should happen.
Maybe we do need a social credit system, China. Yeah.
Well, if they're going to have that, and it's looking like they're, going forward in society.
They're trying to.
This looks nuts. But, like, if you were going to, so if there were, like, several different, say, accreditation institutions dealing with social credit scores or whatever, or something like that, then you'd be able to pick the one that aligns with your preferences and be like, okay, what score do they have on the Murphy fucking thing or whatever? Then I wouldn't have such a big problem with it. But that's not where we're going to go. No. We're going to go down the path of just like
this. Nobody can say fat anymore.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There will just be one authoritarian, monolithic social credit bureau.
Yeah, and bureaucrats are always the ones we want making those decisions to begin with. So that's, I'm all in on that. It's freaking seems. And I just said feekin instead of fucking.
How did we get to this place of just like every system we have in place just now works to justify its own existence, and we're just spiraling further into like unsustainability in every fucking way, and we can't get out. It's just
we can. In fact, I'm about to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave.
Oh, I thought you were gonna eat some mushrooms.
No. I want to do that though soon too.